Week 11, Video 12. Namaskar. Professional responsibility beyond the case. Training, public awareness, and long-term accountability in forensic linguistics. Ethics does not end when the case ends. Welcome to the final session of Week 11. Up to now, we have focused on ethics within investigations, report writing, and courtroom testimony. Today, we step further. Professional responsibility does not stop once a report is submitted or a testimony ends. As forensic linguists, our work influences institutions, communities, and public understanding. Responsibility extends beyond cases into the way we teach, communicate, and shape the next generation. Training the next generation, ethics must be taught, not assumed. Future experts will learn ethical behavior not from textbooks alone, but from observing how we practice. They watch our choices, what we refuse, how we phrase conclusions, how we respond to pressure. Training students therefore requires modeling, honesty, restraint, respect for evidence, and clarity in communication. Teaching methodology without teaching responsibility is incomplete. Ethical literacy is part of forensic literacy. Building public awareness, explaining what forensic linguistics can and cannot do. The public often misunderstands forensic science due to dramatized portrayals. People assume linguistic profiling can identify individuals. They think that text messages reveal guilt. They imagine experts reading minds through metaphors. Responsible linguists correct these misconceptions. We help communities understand the strengths and limits of linguistic evidence. When the public understands our discipline clearly, fewer unrealistic expectations fall on investigations and courts. Engaging with media responsibly, public statements carry weight. When experts speak publicly, their words shape opinions. A casual phrase may be interpreted as a conclusion. A speculative remark may be amplified into certainty. Ethical responsibility requires careful phrasing, even in casual interviews. Communicate with accuracy, avoid speculation, and resist pressure to dramatize. Media engagement becomes a practice of social responsibility. Institutional capacity building, creating systems that support ethical practice. Institutions grow stronger when experts help design ethical frameworks. This may involve collaborating to create ethical guidelines for evidence handling, report writing modules for officers, training programs for investigators, standardized linguistic protocol, and awareness workshops for legal practitioners. These systems safeguard ethical practice even when individual actors change. Building institutional capacity is a long-term professional contribution. Community-level accountability, respecting the people behind the text. Every linguistic sample represents a person, a victim, an accused, a witness, a bystander, a child, or a vulnerable community member. Professional responsibility includes acknowledging this humanity. When we analyze a threat note, a suicide message, a harassment chat, or a child's testimony, we must remember that these words carry emotional weight. Ethical practice respects those emotions even if our work is technical. Continuing professional development, ethics evolves, expertise must evolve too. Ethical standards evolve with technology, law, and society. As AI-generated text grows more sophisticated, as cyber communication changes linguistic norms, ethical dilemmas continuously shift. Experts must keep learning, attend conferences, study new methods, reevaluate old assumptions, and refine ethical lenses. Lifelong learning is part of lifelong responsibility. Professional conduct. Your reputation is your evidence. Forensic linguists do not carry lab equipment. We carry reputation. Courts trust individuals whose past reflects integrity. Agencies rely on experts who uphold confidentiality. Students learn from those who demonstrate humility. Every decision builds or weakens this professional identity. Ethical consistency becomes the invisible credential that strengthens your role as an expert. Global ethical responsibility, sharing knowledge with fairness. As the field grows internationally, India's forensic linguists contribute to global discussions. Sharing research, collaborating with foreign institutions, and participating in cross-border cases demand cultural sensitivity and fairness. Ethical responsibility includes preventing linguistic imperialism, avoiding assumptions that one dialect, register, or style is superior. Global ethics requires respect for linguistic diversity. Guarding against misuse, when linguistic analysis could harm. Linguistic tools can be misused. For example, false accusations based on weak authorship links, stereotyping communities based on dialect, misreading trauma language as deception, using linguistic profiling to target vulnerable groups. Experts must intervene when findings risk being misapplied. Safeguarding justice extends beyond the report. It includes protecting people for interpretive harm. Ethics in policy advocacy. Shaping frameworks that protect rights. As forensic linguistics enters legislative and judicial landscapes, experts help shape policy. Responsible advocacy ensures privacy rights are protected, linguistic evidence is used appropriately, children's voices are handled sensitively, AI-related linguistic tools are regulated, and court procedures reflect linguistic realities. Ethical advocacy strengthens the justice system, sustaining public trust, the long-term ethical investment. Public trust grows slowly and can vanish quite quickly. Every ethical decision, big or small, reinforces society's faith in forensic science. When people trust experts, they trust investigations. When they trust investigations, they trust justice. Professional responsibility becomes a long-term investment in national integrity. Ethics is not a chapter, it is a way of practicing the discipline. Thank you for completing week 11. This week, you have explored the ethical architecture of forensic linguistics, from report writing to courtroom testimony to institutional pressure. Ethics is not a checklist. It is a mindset, a culture, a commitment to justice. As we move into week 12, we shift our attention to the future, how forensic linguistics is evolving into global frameworks, technological ecosystems, and institutional structures. Thank you.